Welcome to It Takes Two. I'm Blair.
I'm Chris.
And today we'll be talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 8, Episode 14.
We almost at the end, y'all. We almost at the end. I need y'all to subscribe, like, share, comment, all the above. Blair, you ready to get into this?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Nneka is being crowned as Grand Dame of Potomac.
Yeah.
She thanks everyone for acknowledging her zip code.
Mm-hmm.
Karen tells her congratulations, shades Gizelle in the process because Gizelle lives in Bethesda. So how do you even have the right to crown somebody Grand Dame when you live in a whole different county?
Hey, as far as I know, it's a fake title as far as I know, but, you know,
yes,
for fun.
The ladies take the golf carts to night golf. Gizelle talks about the guy she's dating. She says they're not exclusive. Mia asks if she would be upset if she were to see him with another woman on social media, and she said she would because that's something that they did discuss. And Nneka also brought up what if he wants to have marriage or have kids. She's like, well, if we get to that point, we'll talk about it, but that has never been brought up.
You're not exclusive. That sounds like y'all not together.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's just a prop or like a relationship in quotations to, you know, I don't think you're in a relationship.
No.
You know what I mean?
No. Karen asked Candiace why she walked away during the crowning ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
Karen says, look, the crowning didn't bother her. She knows that Gizelle is going to do weird stuff like this because Gizelle has nothing going on.
Yeah.
And
what do you think of that?
I feel like that's true. Gizelle, the way that Gizelle brings up things with people is just so inauthentic. Like, I think about how we watch Married to Medicine, and how the conflict is just so organic. Even if it is that they're putting on a little bit for the camera or maybe somebody stirring something up, but it came from a place of true possible disconnect.
Yeah.
Gizelle just pulls things out of her butt all the time. Yeah. And I felt the same way with this crowning Nneka situation. I'm just like, Gizelle is just doing stuff to see if she can get a rise, to make a moment, but it's never authentic or feels like a genuine misunderstanding.
Yeah, I don't agree with you at all.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean by authentic. It's reality TV. Most of it is not authentic. As well as this is just something that is supposed to be fun and some that's just supposed to be like, you know, poking fun at Karen because, you know, they are frenemies. And I think Karen having to talk to Candiace was a way of like, hey, Candiace, I didn't have a problem with this. So, like, just to let you know, I ain't have a problem with this. Like, you're good and things like that. I think it was just a way to calm Candiace down because Candiace overreacted to the whole thing. Okay. This was not a moment of Gizelle chooses every moment to try to hurt somebody. It's all in fun and jest. That's what the whole thing about Housewives is about. It's about shade. It's basically about roasting. It's about basically lifestyle and basically, like, reading people. Mm-hmm. So, I'm like, I don't know what you mean by she pick every moment to try to hurt her. I think that can be true when it comes to describing Gizelle. This was not one of the moments.
Well, I didn't say that I agree with Candiace and that Gizelle's trying to hurt somebody. I'm just saying everything is just like
produced.
Yes. It feels very overproduced to me.
Yes.
Okay. Well, the ladies go to dinner. Gizelle is talking about how Grace graduated, is leaving for college.
Yeah.
She took Karen's advice of not getting too emotional because she wanted to be present for her daughter's moment. Mm-hmm. Because at Nneka's unboxing party, Karen told Gizelle that she was so distraught at her son's graduation, her mom had to tell her, like, Karen, you're missing your son's moment. And I was like, that's a real thing. That was real. Mm-hmm. Mia asked if she has concerns about her daughter going to Florida.
Yeah.
And Gizelle is concerned. And Robyn sees that Candiace and Wendy are making faces and rolling eyes.
Yeah.
Wendy speaks up and says that she doesn't think Florida is the best state right now, being that black people are killed without cause. Mm-hmm. And there's the stand your ground rule. Wendy wouldn't send her babies down there.
What did you think of this scene?
About that portion of the scene, I felt that I got where everybody was coming from. I mean, Gizelle wanted her daughter to go to HBCU. She wanted to go to Florida. Mm-hmm. But I also agree with Wendy in the state things are right now. It could be unsafe, but at the same time, a lot of places can be unsafe.
Everywhere is unsafe.
And Giselle's not trying to put that fear in her daughter. And she's trying to allow her to live her life and to go to school where she likes. So I just thought that was more of like an honest, real conversation. And I felt everybody's points on that. What about you?
Do you feel like Wendy was right in that moment when Gizelle was expressing her fear or expressing what she may feel to insert herself and say, if it was me, I wouldn't send my black kids down there.
Yeah, because I felt like it was a discussion, and Gizelle had brought up how there were certain laws and things going on in the state that she was concerned about. And I think Wendy spoke specifically to what the concern was.
Oh, okay.
And she put a name to it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I disagree 100%. We are disagreeing on this episode.
Okay.
Wendy was being shady, and I think that was very rude and disrespectful for her to say what she said to Gizelle, especially throughout the whole time, because it's the whole time while Gizelle is talking, you over there making faces with Candiace and things of that nature. And truth be told, I'm not even going to shade nobody for that, because I'm like, unless you say something, closed mouths don't get fed. So I'm like, unless you say something and put words to the faces you making, I'm not really I'm not really going to go in on that. But the fact that you basically used that time, in my opinion, you felt like it was adding to the conversation. I felt like it was very condescending. Okay. As basically like if I was a black mother and things like that, I wouldn't send my black boys to Florida because of things that's going on down there. And basically adding to, I don't want to say adding to the fear, but it wasn't a discussion, because it was Wendy basically putting her 2 cents in a way to be passive aggressive. That's how I took it.
Okay. Moving on, Gizelle shifts the conversation, and she calls Karen out for saying Mia was messing with a rapper and a married man.
Yeah.
Karen is done turning the other cheek with these ladies because they attack her marriage, and she brought Mia into the group. Karen says that she said it to Mia's face and not behind her back. Then Mia tells us that she hasn't shared Karen's true story. Karen says, you don't know it. Mia's like, you want to try me? And Mia pretty much tells her, I have your back, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay.
Wendy doesn't know what to believe, but she knows that Mia's a liar. There was a flashback to where we saw Mia brought up the rumor to Karen's face about the blue eyes and hunching in the bathroom type situation. And Karen really did just want to skirt past the conversation. I'm not going to say that's an admission of guilt, but I noticed it a couple times in this episode, and I found it annoying how Karen just doesn't like to seem to address things. And when it came to Mia and she brought that up, I mean, Karen should have just owned, like, yeah, I was being messy.
But yeah. I mean, it just is what it is with Karen. I think Karen is basically the Teflon Don. Like, even though we can objectively see things that Karen does that's annoying, we like, as long as we don't hate you more than Robyn and Gizelle, you're good. You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
Okay. Kiana tells everyone that she was sick, and she thanks Gizelle for checking on her, but says that Wendy and Candiace didn't even check on her, and they supposed to be her friends. Wendy was like, I brought you ginger ale, and Candiace actually did check on her at night golf, but I guess during the day they weren't really super concerned about her, and they were chilling by the pool and stuff. So
any thoughts about that, or just basically like, oh, interesting?
I mean, to me it just seems like maybe they're not that close of friends. Like, maybe they have some type of business relationship or acquaintanceship. But if it was my friends, like Wendy and Candiace were attached to the hip at the resort.
And I don't even think they real friends, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they're hanging out and stuff like that. But with Kiana's talking about she's not feeling well, why aren't her friends like chilling in her room with her, like making sure she's good, asking her if she wants to like lay out? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seems like she was left to herself.
I have two feelings about that particular. I understand why they may not have stayed in a room with her, because like, even though we're friends, I'm at work.
True.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta shoot with the people that the viewers know. I don't know who this girl is. You get what I'm saying? But also it is interesting that the friend would say like, you didn't even check on me and things of that nature. And I'm just like, oh, interesting. I basically would. I'm not gonna jump to conclusions there, but I'm gonna put a pin there. Okay. I'm gonna put a pin there, and that's something we may revisit next season, or maybe in the reunion when it comes up again, if it comes up again. But it made me lift an eyebrow, though. It made me lift an eyebrow.
Well, moving on. This is after dinner. The ladies get back next day. Mia asked Gizelle, what did she do to Karen? And Gizelle says that Karen brought you in the group, and she apparently just doesn't like it when you try her. Well, it's breakfast. Mia goes up to the table asking Karen, what can I do for you? How can I be your servant? Basically saying, you brought me in this group, so I have to be your slave now? I have to be your servant now? And Karen is pretty much like, it's the new day. Let's just move on. It's not that deep.
Yeah.
And Gizelle tells us she isn't talking to Wendy or Candiace today.
Why?
When has she ever?
Why is she not talking to Candiace or Wendy today?
Because she got word back from Robyn.
Yeah.
Because she didn't notice at the table that they were making faces while she was talking about her daughter.
I think I saw a scene or a confessional where Robyn was basically like, oh my God, look at them making faces and things of that nature at Gizelle while Gizelle was talking during that scene.
Yeah.
And I think that's why let me not say we. I have no problem with Robyn. But I think that's why people don't like Robyn. Because you use your scenes, Robyn, to defend Gizelle. And I'm like, Gizelle don't need defending.
No.
She in other words, Gizelle is, in my opinion, guaranteed a slot on the show every season. Unless they rework the whole cast. Robyn, I don't think you are. So I think every time we see you, we don't want to hear you talking about Gizelle. We don't want to hear you talking about how slighted Gizelle is. We want to hear you talking about Juan and things that pertain to you. Mm-hmm. So for you to be like, I think it was just so rude and just like, oh my goodness, we could go all the way to DEFCON 10 to basically like, how dare they talk about like making faces while Gizelle is talking about her kids. And I'm like, it's not that deep.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not that deep. It may be rude and shady and passive aggressive that they making faces while Gizelle is talking about the kids, but that's what Housewives is about. It's about being passive aggressive. It's about being shady. It's about reading people and things of that nature. It's about being catty and things of that nature. Gizelle been ignoring Candiace this whole season. So I'm like, if Candiace want to make faces, cool.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But Robyn, you using your scenes and your airtime to defend Gizelle, it just makes you look weird to me. Like that's more weird to me than anything that basically that we can accuse Gizelle and Candiace and Wendy of. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, I've been over Robyn. I mean, they don't like Candiace and Wendy. So what does it matter what they do?
I understand that.
So I'm just saying that Robyn being so angry and upset, I'm just saying, like, why do you care what Candiace and Wendy are doing at the end of the table?
But here's what I'm saying with Robyn, though, that I give her respect for. Even though she may not like Wendy and she may not like Candiace and things of that nature, she would still shoot with these people. She would still keep a working relationship with these people. Yeah. Gizelle is like, I don't want to shoot with these people. I don't want no scenes with these people. I'm not going to talk to these people. Robyn know how to like at least like keep it an associate relationship to where it's like, or maybe an acquaintance relationship to where she can at least speak to them. But the whole like what is it called? The damsel in distress thing. Okay. Like the whole thing with like, oh my God, how dare they do this while Gizelle is talking about her daughter? I'm like, for one, they didn't even say nothing about your daughter or anything of that nature. Just because you mention kids don't mean I'm talking about kids. So like, let's not make it like.
It's not that they were making their faces to the kids. It could have been purely for, is she really gonna send her baby to Florida? It could have been simply like that. Or
just could have been making faces like, I don't like her. Yeah. I don't care if she's talking about her kids. Just because she's talking about her kids doesn't mean I'm attacking her kid. Yeah, that's the only thing about Robyn that I didn't like this episode. I'm like, Robyn, you use your airtime to defend Gizelle, and I'm just like, I know less about you every time you talk because you inform me about Gizelle every time.
Yeah. Well, the ladies play a game called Answer the Question. Yeah. It's pretty much a bunch of sex questions, their preferences, and I really didn't write much about it because are we almost done with the season?
Are you tired of the season so far?
Very much so. I feel like we haven't gotten into the things we wanted to talk about. We spent a good chunk on Nneka, Lebe, and Wendy. Mm-hmm. When Lebe was brought around, she didn't even speak to what the mama said for us to really get down to the details about it. It's just a lot of BS, I feel like. So
a lot of loose ends.
A lot of loose ends, a lot of not full arc storylines. The storylines that they're taking us on is nothing that we even were interested in to begin with. So I'm just like.
So you basically say this season is basically like a quote unquote Tyler Perry movie.
It's absolute trash.
Okay, well, not trash, but just like the loose ends and stuff like that. Everybody talking about the Kelly Rowland movie that she did with Tyler Perry and stuff like that. It was like, you notice that we didn't get one courtroom scene. We didn't get like how did a girl end up in the DR? Like, we don't know nothing. Yeah. Only thing we know is that, okay, it started this way, it ended this way, and we got more questions while watching the movie. Right. And that's probably what Potomac is like. Mm-hmm. It's probably like, okay, I thought this was the season of Juan. I really did.
Yeah.
But it became the season of Nneka. It became the season of Candiace and Gizelle not talking. And I really don't know what we're doing here. I think we're celebrating Ashley's birthday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I guess so.
Well, everyone goes to this like lunch restaurant on the beach.
Yeah.
Ashley is still legally married, and she feels that she shouldn't necessarily discuss like her extramarital affair situations. Ashley says that it's hard for her that she's never been by herself, and Mia can see why Ashley would stay in the marriage if it is for some type of financial reason. Okay. Wendy asked Mia, "Are you with Gordon for financial reasons?" And Mia said that Gordon is broke, and he was broke at the time I met him.
Is that true?
Was he broke? I don't know. But that's not how she put it. And when they even start to go back and explain, like you said, you met him at the strip club. Mm-hmm. You were a waitress serving lobster. And he was a high roller. And she said, well, high roller, he was giving out $10,000, but that's chump change. That's nothing. So I guess I don't know what a high roller is. And I guess they don't either. And apparently Mia has an inheritance, even though I thought she was an orphan. So even though she had her mother's alive or whatever, but she was raised in foster care and then taken in by Jacqueline's family. So I'm just like, what is this inheritance? So I'm with Wendy. Mia just be lying sometimes.
We just spinning our tail with this season, boy.
So, and even if I don't know if the lady lying or not, but she does not sound very convincing in most situations. No. So, Ashley explains that Michael doesn't give her any money, but he's a nice safety net. It's like a peace of mind for her. She's seeing a confidence coach, and she wrote a song, and she sings her song, Healing and Thriving.
I am healing and I'm thriving. Yeah. Okay. Listen, I like it. That could go number one.
I thought it was actually like a good kind of party song. Like, I'm not even old. I'm like that they play at the disco.
At the disco? How many discos you been to, Blair?
It sounds like a Studio 54 disco song.
Okay. Candiace, be careful. Ashley coming for you. You know?
Everyone is trying to figure out who Karen's trainer is. Yeah. She tells the ladies to move on. Okay. We don't even get into that. Whatever.
So basically, we are starting storylines and ending them as soon as they. Blair's tired. I don't know if Blair gonna be here next episode. I might have to use Blair Bear.
I might see Blair Bear.
Yeah, because I think she's a little tired of this season.
Well, they get on the beach and Robyn, this is so dumb. She tells them that the most recent Sports Illustrated was shot there. So she tells all the ladies we're going to have a photo shoot. Mm-hmm. They said, where's the cameras? I guess we're going to use our phones.
See, let me stop you there for a second, right? Just in case y'all want to know where we live in the same state as these people, right? And if you're not from here, and things like that, or don't live here, you don't understand that, or maybe they give the illusion that Potomac is supposed to be a luxurious part of Maryland. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? It's supposed to be like, but Bethesda's luxurious too, but Potomac is basically most known for being luxurious. There's other parts of Maryland that's luxurious, but Potomac is. Blair told me something probably a couple seasons ago when it came to Potomac, and I feel like when it comes to housewives, when she was teaching me, like, listen here, we're going to do this channel, you need to learn some housewife tips. I said, okay, teach me, teacher, right? She said, housewives is about luxurious living, right? It's about basically a lifestyle type of thing.
Seeing how the people beyond the gates live.
Yes, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, it just gives ghetto. and you probably wouldn't understand that unless you live in Maryland. But I'm like, it's kind of like, they don't live up to the housewife name of luxurious activities. What you mean I'm going to be at the beach and we go take selfies?
And this is our activity.
Yes. It's like this is what people do at Sandy Point Beach. This is what people do at any beach in America.
City, like chilling, taking pictures. Like, so, what are we doing here?
So I'm like, maybe I'm asking for Potomac. Where is the luxury at when it comes to this franchise? I feel like out of every franchise of Housewives, this is the least luxurious one out of all of them.
This is the most relatable, and I don't like it.
And my thing
I don't want to relate.
My thing is, unless
I want to see y'all having all these beautiful things, paying all this money, having all these fun activities. You talking about we taking pictures on the beach? Thanks.
But my thing is, I don't understand. Like, I'm like, are y'all represent Potomac the way it is supposed to be? Maybe they are. I don't know. But I'm just saying it did seem kind of ghetto.
Robyn asked Mia, she's sitting down with Gizelle, Mia, and Ashley. And Robyn asked if Mia noticed when Wendy and Candiace were looking at each other making faces when Gizelle was talking about her daughter. Robyn thinks it was messed up. Mia and Ashley say they both noticed. And then Wendy and Candiace walk over and ask, what y'all talking about?
What y'all talking about? I heard my name.
Pretty much, let's hash it out. And the one thing I will say is people like Robyn, or people who do this like Robyn, is very irritating to me.
How so?
You see an issue, instead of coming to the person that the problem is with, you want to create further drama, fan the flames. And I get it for the TV show, whatever the case like this. Like, these ladies are scrounging for a story, an issue, or something. So I understand where it's coming from, but it really is like my biggest pet peeve, where it's just like you're assuming something, or you think somebody feels a certain way, and instead of saying like, hey, why were y'all making those faces, you go and try to put in Gizelle's head, somebody was talking about your daughter.
Well, put like this, Gizelle said she saw it. So like basically like they already on one accord on that. Here's the reason why I only disagree with you only 5%, right? Okay. I have no problem with them stirring up drama, stirring up storylines and things of that nature.
This is such a dumb one.
When it comes to Housewives, when it comes, because that's what it's about. The reason why it doesn't serve this franchise, because there's a clear divide of the cast. And my thing is, you're isolating the group. Usually the drama is supposed to bring the group together and things like that, and everybody's supposed to be included in the drama. But in a way, you're making them more outsiders, because Robyn is talking to Gizelle, Ashley, Wendy, right? Basically, the Green Eyes Bandit and things that like they name themselves or like whatever, that group. And you can easily just divide them and make Candiace and Wendy outsiders, and that doesn't serve the show.
It doesn't.
So my thing is, I'd be fine if you were stirring up this type of drama, this type of like hostility amongst the group, if everybody was like at least nice to each other. But there was people that literally iced each other out this season. There's people that basically say, I'm not going to talk to you no more. And I'm just like, wait a minute, why are we shooting this show? But it seems like everybody have their own cameo.
Yeah.
How many times are they quote unquote been together as a group outside of them going on a trip? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're like getting, and I think that's why the stories seem fragmented too, because everybody is like filming their own show.
Exactly.
Like there's not enough crossover and people doing things together. It's like so disjointed.
Exactly. So like we had the Wendy and Nneka show, right? Then we had I don't understand how Andy let them get away with this. We had the Juan and Robyn show that only lasted 10 minutes. You get what I'm saying? And it's just a divide. So to your point, I don't like what Robyn did, because with this franchise, I don't know if it can like take it. Yeah. Because everybody's tired of it now. You get what I'm saying? What do you think is gonna happen next week when they confront it and things of that nature?
I saw a sneak peek, so I kind of knew what happened when they confronted it. I don't know if you want me to say.
Go ahead, say it.
But pretty much like Wendy was just like, we weren't making faces about your daughter. Like it wasn't that deep.
It wasn't, in my opinion. And
Candiace was saying that what Candiace always does, which irritates me about Candiace too. Y'all get to make faces and do stuff, but when I do it, it's a problem.
It's a childish thing. I don't like it either.
So annoying.
And my thing is, look, don't address the making faces, because there's no words to it. I can't prove it. I can't prove what you're making faces at. They should have addressed what Wendy said after dinner. Basically, like, what are you trying to say? Like, okay, these are not your sons. These are my daughters and things like that. Because I felt like what Wendy did was actually more, in my opinion, disrespectful than making faces. Because I felt like Wendy was being condescending, passive-aggressive, and actually being shady, where no one asks you where you would send your sons. Okay. You get what I'm saying? But anything else on this season? I think we got one more show in like a 10-part finale. Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. What I don't want to happen, but what I kind of want to happen is get rid of Candiace and Wendy next season.
Wow, get rid of Candiace and Wendy.
Get rid of them, because I want to see these ladies implode. So let's just have a season where they implode, and then we can start off fresh. If y'all really want to keep Gizelle,
but they may not.
Let Robyn and Gizelle find a way to hate each other.
But that ain't gonna happen. You see, I think they need. Look at everybody's anticipating Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? It seemed like they got rid of everybody except Candiace. I mean, not Candiace, Kandi, right? Kandi was one that walked away voluntarily,
right?
And things like that. There has been no reports that, like, you know, she got her walking papers and things like that. But there have been reports, rumors alluding that Marlo's not coming back. Sanya's not coming back. What is the one that was singing with the cheating husband? Drew,
yeah.
She's not coming back. You get what I'm saying? It seemed like they said, we are cleaning the slate clean. We gonna bring in a star. We gonna bring Portia back because she got a story.
Yeah.
And guess what? We gonna keep the main thing. You get what I'm saying? Kenya, you're needed because we know how y'all don't really like each other like that. So Kenya, you're needed.
Yeah, we need your foot on her neck.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And what is the one that was dating Martell?
Sheree.
I think Sheree just gonna stay on the show just based off of we forgot she was on there. You know what I mean? So I think that's what's gonna happen to Potomac. I think they're gonna get rid of some folks. I don't think Candiace is safe. I don't think Wendy is safe. I think the only one is safe, honestly, is Karen and Gizelle.
I agree.
I really do think so.
But they do need a cast shakeup.
I think it's going to happen. I think the minute that they get somebody else that has a story that brings something to them, everybody's in danger. You get what I'm saying? Well, hopefully y'all enjoyed our review. Hopefully Blair will be back with us next week. You get what I'm saying?
I'll be here, y'all.
I'll be here and things of that nature. Y'all be good.
Bye.